Alright everyone, thanks for joining me again today. Today I want to cover the fifth project in my portfolio, Elastos. And this video is probably going to be pretty extensive, might be a little long, so bear with me. A lot of information I need to go over, but it's all really important. And just putting this all together for you guys has really made me even more excited about this project because I've just kind of remembering everything that's went on with this project. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump right into it. First, I'm going to play a video for you that was created by Elastos. It came out a couple years ago, just basically covering what the project is. Okay, so let's go.
We've always lived in a smart world. Our societies, our art, our ecosystems, our universe itself, all made of vast, complex networks designed for interconnection, growth, and innovation. Then, this happened. And that really started speeding things up. The Internet, originally conceived of as a decentralized smart network with no central authority, made it possible to communicate directly all over the world. But it wasn't built to evolve as it did. And while our smart world advanced, the Internet stayed in the past. And as it expanded, its vulnerabilities became more serious, more prevalent. Data, the lifeblood of the Internet, became centralized, stored on servers owned by giant corporations, easily found vulnerable to attack, making our devices easily hacked, no matter how smart they became. We didn't lose the Internet. We lost our Internet. Elastos is the modern Internet. Elastos has rebuilt the infrastructure of the Internet from the ground up, creating the world's first open-source network operating system. This is an operating system for the Internet itself that is completely decentralized and that can be installed directly onto anything and everything smart. Every person, every device, every business, everything can be directly interconnected into one massive global supercomputer, each given their own secure identity that must be verified by the blockchain before accessing the network, enabling an Internet of security instead of vulnerability. An Internet where central servers no longer exist. An Internet where everyone owns and controls their own data, simultaneously creating the world's first platform for the secure Internet and data economy, powered by the applications of the future and the people who build them. And because the platform is designed to run literally on any smart device, developers can seamlessly write, install, or integrate existing applications onto Elastos using their own secure sidechain, allowing people and machines alike to have direct exchange of the next global currency. Elastos, smart web, powered by blockchain.
Alright, pretty interesting, right? So it's a very complex project, tough to understand. Maybe that's why a lot of people haven't really jumped on the bandwagon yet, but to me it's like a no-brainer, very one-of-a-kind project, and I'm going to get further into details explaining why. First off, I want to go over the founders because I think that's what sticks out almost the most about this project. So Rong Chin, he is basically the brains behind the operation, and as you can see here, he used to work as a senior software engineer at Microsoft during the early years. Before that, so he's been working on Elastos for 20 years, right? Just to add on to that, and so he worked at Microsoft for 8 years. And he worked side by side with Bill Gates. During that time, he tried to tell Bill Gates over and over that he believed the operating system should run on the internet and not on the PC or the device. So he's always had this idea, but Bill Gates didn't like it or didn't believe in it or whatever. So Rong Chin ventured off to create it on his own. So like I said, he's been doing it for almost 20 years now. Okay, let's see. Next up is Sunny Feng Han. So this guy is like the marketing guy out of the two founders. He also created this MIT blockchain pillar and foundation. And what's important about that is, MIT is ranked number 3 in the nation for universities, and it's just known for transforming ideas into business success. And I think Sunny Feng Han recognizes this. So that's why he wanted to build a blockchain foundation inside of MIT. So let's go over to the Elastos website. Next, I kind of want to show you a picture describing how the system works and what makes it unique. So unlike pretty much any other project, Elastos is merge mined with Bitcoin. There's very few projects that do that, and this is the only one that's actually doing it for a reason, basically, other than just to, I don't know, just to do it. This one, so Elastos, as I mentioned, was a project long before blockchain even existed. Rong Chin has been writing code, millions of lines of code for Elastos for years, and then blockchain came along, and he realized that this might be the missing piece to his project. So what they did was they decided to merge mine with Bitcoin to use its hash rate because it's the most secure blockchain in existence. So they're like, instead of creating our own, why don't we just piggyback off of Bitcoin and capture that security? And then they added a hybrid system, a proof of stake mixed in with that. So it's hybrid proof of work and proof of stake. As I've mentioned before in my previous videos, the difference between the two. So I'm not going to go over that there. But basically, it's proof of work with Bitcoin, merge mine, and then proof of stake to allow for scalability and speed increase. And then on top of that, they have sidechains. They've already built Ethereum and NEO sidechains that run on top of Elastos. And what that does is it allows Ethereum to basically go from right now in its current state 15 transactions per second to 500 to 1500 transactions per second. So an Ethereum developer could port their project over to this Ethereum sidechain, run on top of Elastos, get to 500 to 1500 transactions per second while simultaneously having the security of Bitcoin's hash rate. And they did that because in 2017, well, obviously before that, but basically it was a very common theme in 2017 that there's this trilemma in blockchain, right? You can have the three main issues are security, scalability, and decentralization. And over again, it seemed that most projects could only solve 2 out of 3 of these issues. But with Elastos, you're solving the security right away. So you're piggybacking on Bitcoin. All right, cool. So now we're all really secure. Great. And then with the proof of stake mixed in with that, they help all these other projects port onto Elastos, have the security of Bitcoin and the speed of the proof of stake. So they got security and speed covered, and then by default there's like over 1 million nodes issued with Elastos right now, so the decentralization is there as well, especially with the Bitcoin merge mining too. So it's very complex, like I said, and I'm not a tech guy either, so I struggle to, I guess, fully grasp everything here, but I think I get the main point, and that's what makes this project very unique. So let's see what else I got here. Oh yeah, and just a quick, this is a website, noderators.org. It's one of the super nodes on Elastos. You can come here and check the percentage of Bitcoin hash rate that they currently have. So it's at 63% of the Bitcoin hash rate. And the merge mining only has been happening since I think April, May, maybe of last year. So it hasn't even been that long, and they've captured almost, obviously the majority of the Bitcoin mining pools have jumped in and started mining Elastos. So it's gaining momentum. One of the big projects being built on top of Elastos, well, not being built, but this is called the Manhattan Project, and it's just a funding project to help grow the Elastos ecosystem. And with that being said, it has 2 major entities involved in this funding, being the World Bank as well as Huawei in China. And one of the main projects they're funding right now is called NEO on Elastos. So I'm going to play you this short clip too with this guy's name is Famous Amos. He's in the Elastos community, and you can follow him on Twitter and stuff. So, but yeah, he kind of summarizes the NEO project. So let's take a look at that.
Thank you, Joel. It states, since the beginning of 2018, we have had in-depth discussions with large institutions and companies such as the World Bank, and found that many of their application scenarios, like the World Bank's initiative in poverty alleviation or medical assistance in third world countries, require high standards of user privacy data protection. However, they have not found any suitable solution in the industry for processing personal privacy data. So as a result, the team behind the NEO project has stated they needed to create a complete set of trusted computing solutions that are user-friendly. Thus, they have established the NEO on Elastos Trusted Computing Open Source Community to promote the research, development, and industrialization of trusted computing technology. Most of the community members of the NEO project can be found at the beginning of said article, and you will see the likes of Kevin Zhang, who we all know is from Elastos, Feng Han, co-founder of Elastos. This one we recently saw, well, this is what basically got Leo into all of the spotlight in our community. Long Wang, who met with Feng Han, who is the vice president of Tencent Cloud, and we have, of course, Huawei Intelligent Data Storage, who is Hua Bingyang. Forgive me if I've gotten all of those names wrong, but I'm just saying this to iterate the fact that there are high caliber members of society working within the Leo on Elastos community. Now, we all know that the Elastos browser...
Okay, so the main things to point that stick out with this Leo on Elastos project is the Huawei, or however you say it, and Tencent are actually involved. You have the VP of Tencent Cloud, as well as the Huawei Chief System Engineer. So these are two big names in companies in China. And one thing that Tencent, or just to talk about Tencent a little, they're the operator of the Chinese social media app WeChat. And there's also an app with Tencent called WeChat Pay, and that's how a big bulk of the Chinese community used to pay for products and services in their country. In case you didn't know that as well. So what else do we have here? Oh yeah, and also Huawei and Tencent side by side once again. This was just in April last month. They joined the new blockchain committee in China, which is like 71 companies in the country. So once again, Huawei, Tencent being tied in with the government. And just to show you real quick what Huawei is, they are a company that creates smartphones, PCs, tablets, smartwatches, stuff like that in China. And they also do like different telecom services for business in the country as well. And then Tencent, as I mentioned, they have the WeChat social media platforms, some digital content stuff that they do as well, but most importantly, they have fintech services, the WeChat Pay and Tencent Blockchain. So, these are big name companies in China, and they're working with Elastos. It's kind of self-explanatory at this point to see, what there is to be excited about. China's a massive country, being, second to us right now in the United States with GDP as well. So there's a lot to be excited about with this Elastos project and the ties that they have to major companies. And, at least to what I see, I don't see any project in China that's as far ahead as Elastos. A lot of projects are still ideas. Elastos has been mainnet forever. They've already built out the Bitcoin merge mining. They have the ETH and NEO sidechains. The point there is they've been hitting their targets. They continue to hit point after point on their roadmap, and they're almost done. Lastly, to add on to that, just another cool feature about Elastos is it has this thing called the Cyber Republic, and it's essentially where the community gets to create suggestions and then collectively vote on different changes that can be made to Elastos. So before anything major is built or done with Elastos, it's voted on by this Cyber Republic community, and there's going to be, I think, up to 12 council members right now, and also the entire project, it has its founders right now, but it's about to be turned over to the Cyber Republic.